Suspended ANC Secretary General Magashule is back in the Bloemfontein High Court this morning. The court will hear his arguments today on why the charges against him should be withdrawn. Together with his co-accused, he faces charges of fraud, corruption and money laundering relating to the failed multi-million rand asbestos roof project in the Free State. SABC News reporter Aphumelele Mdlalane has been on this case since yesterday and joins us live for an update. A very good morning to you, Aphumelele. This just a recap perhaps of yesterday before we talk about the civil matter today.
We're coming to you live from the High Court in Bloemfontein. This is where the four accused continue to give their submissions on the issues of charges against them on the asbestos case. To continue to, rather, they're saying that there is no case against them on this matter. And today we are expecting Secretary General Magashule to give his submissions. He's been saying that this matter is rather a politically motivated matter and saying that there's no charges against them. Yesterday we saw that the 11 people and 5 companies coming inside this court for the pre-trial. However, the matter was briefly where they said that it will now be postponed to the 10th of June, but the 4 accused remained in court. Edwin Sodi, the businessman, did give the submissions whereby he was saying that the state rather doesn't have a case against him. It depends to the state capture inquiry evidence. That was what was transpired yesterday. Timothy Mugesi, who was the former head of human settlement on this 255 million rand asbestos case matter, also gave his submissions yesterday saying that this is fallacy. There is no strong case legal standing. Talking to the NPA yesterday, they did maintain that they do have a case against all the accused. Just to take you back, this matter dates back to 2014, whereby the contract was out for the Human Settlements Department to make sure that it eradicates more than 30,000 houses in the Free State that had asbestos, but to single day, there hasn't been any of that. All those houses still remain the same. But hearing on the sidelines, suspended Secretary General Magashule continue to say this is just an oversight, but on the papers, on the indictment, it does indicate from the state's arguments that Magashule, by then he was, of course, the former premier of the Free State. Therefore, he has responsibility on this matter. And also, during his State of the Province address, he did mention that the asbestos houses will be eradicated. We've seen also the would-be beneficiaries making their way to court, saying that others are even sick, others have died from this asbestos issue. And also the DA whistleblower took this matter to court on an urgent basis. However, it was set aside. We saw the Auditor General's report where they said that the legislature under human settlement should make sure that it takes the recommendations of making sure that all those people that are accountable on this matter, like Timothy Mugesi, there should be actions taken against them. The 2020 Public Protector's report also showing that there was irregular awarding of this tender. Also, the procurement was questionable. We're talking about 255 million rand relating to this matter. Today, we still continue to hear now what will ACE say, as he always maintained that there is no case against him. And also, what's important, he says he wants all the state witnesses to be disclosed so that he can have a fair trial. He says this is a violation, rather, of him having a fair trial here. Therefore, he's saying that that is very unfair and is politically motivated. We're not expecting, of course, the proceedings to last long. longer than yesterday. As I did mention that 3 already of the accused have done their submissions. That includes Ntimosi Mugesi, Tabani Zulu, and businessman Edwin Sodi. But this morning, we're expecting to hear what will Ace Magashule put on the table, and also hear from the submissions of the state. However, the NPA maintains that they are ready for pre-trial come 10 June, and we will see how this unfolds.
Aphumelele, just bring us into how the civil process affects the pre-trial process that takes place on the 10th of June. Will one impact the other, or does the 10th of June process go ahead nonetheless? Right, it looks like we've lost Aphumelele there. She's coming to us from the Bloemfontein High Court. And can you hear us, Aphumelele? We're going to go back to Aphumelele in a bit as those proceedings begin.